Hi, welcome to the Lifestyle Show with me, Anthony Jordan. I'm not muted this week. Right, okay, guys, we have a fun-packed show for you all to enjoy. We will be doing our usual news roundup. Then we'll have a spotlight special with Norman Basigu and a guest. Then we will be talking to Professor Sir Mir Mohammed. He will be talking to us about the vaccine, the COVID vaccine that's out, how it came into being passed into the UK. And guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, no matter what side of the fence you're on, now's your time to get those questions in. After that, we'll be talking to Karen Small and Gillian Bolton, who will be telling us about ways to relax and meditation and the good food in order to keep us going in these difficult times. Then we'll be moving into the entertainment corner, where obviously once again we'll be having the top 10 chart with the one and only Mr. Stevie J. We will be having a guest by the name of Stevie P, not to be confused with Mr. J, and a few musics to keep us entertained and end your Sunday and, you know, get you ready for a week ahead. So, as I said, we will kick off with a few news items. The first one, as we all know, Joe Biden is the president-elect, and this week coming, he will be the upcoming official president on the 20th. Lady Gaga will be singing the national anthem for him. We'll be having stars like Whoopi Goldberg and everybody there to celebrate this momentous occasion. Also like to note, Joe Biden has got a very big budget in place to help those who are economically affected at the moment in the US, and it's something of a limit of support for the US. So congratulations to our new president. As we all know, the current president in position has had all his social media deactivated, so hopefully a bit more of excitement to look forward to there. Also, keeping it in the US, we have to talk about Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett. This is one of the key influences behind the Moderna vaccine. So as you know, there's a Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine. Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett is one of the ladies, a young lady of color, as you can see, from North Carolina, who was behind the Moderna vaccine. So we would like to just put a huge congratulations out to her and a thank you for the great works there. You can see where she was talking to the current president, he's Mr. Trump now, let's not get it twisted. So just showing how this medicine works. There is a video out there for everyone to enjoy, just to appreciate how Moderna came about with their version of a coronavirus vaccine. And just a small little insight, it is believed that 42% of black people will be going for the Moderna vaccine in the US, as opposed to the 63% Latino and 61% of the white citizens of the US. This is based on previous history where black people had seemed to be tested for vaccines and didn't have positive results. So, but guys, just check it out. Again, we'll have Dr. Pri Mohammed later on, and it'll be good to see what the professor says so you can have a more insightful view of the vaccines and make a decision based on that. Okay, right now we have to go over to the UK because tomorrow will be the 40th anniversary of the New Cross Fire. As you would have seen in the Christmas episode, we did have Richard Simpson of Coming Up, who was his restaurant is just a few doors down. And yeah, he was talking about the fire and how he will be honoring his restaurant there. And at the New Cross Fire, for those who don't know, there are pictures there. This was celebrating a young lady, I believe it was her 16th birthday, and we had 14 people who sadly passed away and lost their lives, and over 50 people were permanently damage as a result of the fire. Some believe it was an accident, but there are also words that have come out that it was premeditated and a racial attack. So we do once again put our condolences out to those who lost their lives and to those who were affected at this tragic New Cross fire. Though I did want to mention the Manchester United versus Liverpool score, but unfortunately I haven't seen it. So if anyone wants to hit me up, do feel free to comment on YouTube and Facebook, because I would love to know what the score was, even though I'm an Arsenal fan. Don't ever get that twisted. Okay, guys, we are off to a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to Norman Basigu for the Spotlight. See you after the break. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lifestyle Show. Just before I do introduce Norman, I do want to put a condolences out to a friend of the Lifestyle Show, Daddy Ernie. I saw the message on the socials. His father passed away yesterday, so condolences there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it is that time. It is spotlight time. Norman Besigu, are you there, sir?
I am here indeed. Anthony, how's it going? How's it going this week, man? Good to see you again.
It's good. I'm loving the hat. I am loving the hat.
You know what? You've got to. You know what? This is our new normal. Being at home, there's nowhere to go, so we've got to make the most of what we have. And this is me just having Sunday night feels. Do you know what I mean? This is the best we're gonna get. So I gotta feel myself, bro. I gotta feel myself, man.
I'm gonna put that Norman cheek to it. So you know what? It's all good.
Honestly, For sure. Yeah. And once again, I'm looking forward to the segment. And once again, thanks very much for the opportunity. And I look forward to getting into this week of Spotlight. But yeah,
I'm loving it. So I'm going to say my
awesome. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And so everyone, welcome to this installment of Spotlight, where I, as an international news correspondent, will be covering the latest in African and Caribbean current affairs. My name is Norman Besigu, and we're very glad to have you here today. Now, today's segment will be slightly different. Yes, I'm very excited to introduce my first ever high-profile guest that I'll be interviewing, and that is Dr. Miranda K. Braun, founder of Miranda Braun Diversity Leadership Foundation. Miranda, are you there, and can you hear me?
I'm here. Hello, Norman. How are you?
Perfect, Miranda. I'm good, thank you. And you? It's great to see you. It's been a while since I last saw you in real life. It's been so long, so it's been this virtual connect, but this is the best we're going to get until COVID kind of goes away and does its thing. But I'm glad you could make it here tonight and that your Wi-Fi is working, so you're not a pixel or a sound effect. But I'm looking very forward to this interview. No, honestly, the pleasure is all ours. So it's great to have you here. And I'm very excited to have this interview because there's so many things we need to talk about. Of course, I've known you for a number of years. And before anything, firstly, I hope you've been keeping well. And I mean this sincerely because every day in London is a different story due to COVID. But taking a step back, it's been nearly a year since March of 2020 when our first lockdown began. Yet you, Miranda, have continued to do incredible work from now until then. And just to give some context to Miranda, she is a woman with an incredible array of achievements. And just to list a few, she is a successful diversity, inclusion, and ESG leader, a senior lawyer, financial executive, board director, international public speaker, media contributor, success coach, and philanthropist with her first published book out later this year. So we've got that in mind. So my first question to you is this with that in mind. Can you please briefly detail some of the notable things you've achieved from last March until now, despite COVID?
Yes. Well, from a personal perspective, staying alive is literally my biggest accomplishment in light of what's happening with all the sad news that's going around the world. The past 9 to 10 months, though, since last March, has been very busy. As you've mentioned, I have a portfolio career. So there's been lots of board and consultancy work that I've been doing alongside my international public speaking work. I've also finally finished my book, which I've been working on for a few years. And as you've mentioned, that's out later this year. But there's been lots of media contributions that I've been doing on various platforms, sharing my expertise globally regarding the Black Lives Matter movement, which became very apparent last summer. And so I've been guiding individuals and global organizations in terms of what part they can play for a more equal and just society. And then, of course, I'm also founder and CEO of the Miranda Braun Diversity Leadership Foundation, which is where you won a scholarship nearly 4 years ago. And I've been mentoring you over the years. So, I'm very proud of the progress and the success that you've had so far. But we've recently launched, the charity has recently celebrated our 5th birthday, which was a few weeks ago on the 4th of January 2021. And we've also launched our 5-year strategy. So there's a lot of exciting things to come. There's a lot of work that we've been doing in the background. Last year, for instance, with the charity, we also launched nearly 200 mentoring-only scholarships to help those from a diverse background. We've also had our biggest and first global and virtual lecture event, which made UK history back in 2016 when we launched. So, there's such amazing things, and I would really recommend the viewers to go onto our website, www.tmbdlf.com, for more information. So yeah, that's what's kept me busy.
That's incredible. I was trying to keep note of that, but my pen couldn't keep up. But no, honestly, that is incredible stuff to hear. And above all, it's amazing to hear the energy and momentum that you've maintained despite COVID. I think we can all take a leaf out of your book in that respect, in terms of this is our new normal and this is our new reality. It's incredibly unfortunate, but we do have to keep finding the silver linings and progress where we can. But there's something you said that I really want to touch upon, and that's the Miranda Braun Diversity Leadership Foundation. And as you rightly said, I did receive a scholarship award several years ago, but I want to touch more on this foundation, of which you are the founder and CEO. You know, as you noted, it's recently had its 5th birthday and it's achieved incredible things during its existence. So, for example, receiving an award from the UK Prime Minister in 2016. And my question to you is this regarding the foundation. Having accomplished so much already, what would you say is the true future plan for the foundation moving forward, not just in 2021, but in the next few years? I know you alluded to a few things, but are you able to give us a few more sprinkles and insights into what you're really trying to achieve in terms of the long game of the foundation? Is that possible, Miranda?
Definitely. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. So as I've mentioned, we've just launched to celebrate our anniversary, our 5th year anniversary. We've launched our 5-year strategy, and that's actually called 10,000 Young People. So what we want to do, you know, as it says on the tin, we want to help 10,000 young people over the next 5 years, or at least 10,000 young people over the next 5 years. To date, we've helped thousands of young people, but we want to continue that momentum. We also want to raise up to £1 million, so that will help us with our much needed work. We need a lot of help with this goal, so I would highly recommend the viewers to spread the word, to join us and to help us with our mission. But our focus isn't purely on diversity, equality, equity and inclusion, but we've also got an ESG focus to help build society towards not just a just and equal society, but also towards a greener society. And that will also have a digital first focus as well. So for us, it's really about growing. It's about getting bigger and getting better. And the way that we can do that is through our fundraising. We launched a fundraising campaign in the summer, and now to celebrate our 5th year anniversary, we've now launched the 10,000 Young People to help enhance that. I mean, we are the UK's first diversity leadership charity. So we want to continue that momentum, there's lots of innovative ideas and projects coming up. So follow us on our social media. I'm sure the tags will be somewhere, but follow us on our social media, subscribe to our website for more information and more updates in terms of what we will be doing over the next 5 years.
Perfect, Miranda. And thank you so much for that comprehensive breakdown on what's to come in the future. And I think for viewers at home, you can look at me as an example of the work the foundation has done. I won my award in 2017. Since then, I've secured what's called a training contract, which means that in due course, I'll be a qualified lawyer. And the foundation has played a big part in my journey, in my process in getting to this stage. And even now to this point where, you know, Miranda is the CEO, but we still have this very personal relationship, and she's helped me on many occasions, both personally and professionally. So I want that to really be something that people take from this, that this foundation really is vested in people and they are doing incredible things. And, you know, on this topic of young people, for my last question out there, you know, I'm one of the young people that over the years, you've helped me to grow from when I met you when I was around 21, me now being 24. But there are lots of young people out there who may not get the chance to meet you or have the correspondence we have, particularly from BAME backgrounds, so Black, Asian, minority, ethnic. And I'd love to get your view on this. You know, a lot of them I've spoken to, for example, in the area I live in, just generally, there's lots of concern about their future, let's say those in college or at uni or just transitioning and trying to find their way because of all of the uncertainty caused by COVID. So if you're somebody who has metaphorically reached the top of the mountain in some ways, and, you know, you've got a wealth of experience in terms of how to navigate these worlds, what advice or message would you give to any young person out there on how to navigate this new world and to really make a success of themselves despite all of these setbacks caused by COVID?
And I know you already know the answer to this question because I've personally mentored you for the
I know nothing.
4 years, and I've introduced you to so many different people. So I guess one of the first and key things I would say is join the foundation, join the Miranda Braun Diversity Leadership Foundation. You've seen what a success we've done with Norman so far and so many other young people, and just join the family, you know, and apply for one of our scholarships. Get involved. One of the key things I would say is, in light of what's happening, everyone's working from home, we're in lockdown, and so there's not that face-to-face contact, but there's that virtual contact. You can get on social media, but from a personal perspective, what I would say is you have to embrace the uncertainty. We are living in a world where anything can happen tomorrow, as has become apparent with regards to what's going on in the news over the last few weeks or few months. And so I think it's really important to embrace the uncertainty, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and find new ways, new innovative ways to achieve your future dreams. But above all this, give yourself a break and don't be too hard on yourself. We are living through one of the most challenging times ever, and I think it's really important to be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, but also focus on your well-being, focus on your health. And that's not just your physical health, but also your mental health as well. I think well-being and mental health and just focusing on taking time out for you as well and finding ways that make you happy, that is the key. I've got a book coming out. There's clearly not enough time. I know we're running out of time. There's not enough time for me to go into too much detail in terms of the advice, but like I said, I've got the book coming out that will go through a lot more detail. But in the meantime, reach out, join our mentoring program, because Norman is still benefiting from the mentors, the range of mentors that we've introduced him to, and our mentoring program. So what I would say is get involved. Don't feel that you're enclosed at home during lockdown and you've got to wait until lockdown's over or until COVID is over for you to get out there. Get out there now, but do it on a virtual and in a safe way. And good luck.
Great words. No, great words. And thank you so much, Amanda. Just not even for just joining me on this segment of Spotlight, but for just sharing so honestly and candidly what your views are on how to navigate this new world, what the foundation is doing, and what you've been up to personally. So I think that gives all the viewers a great insight into just who you are, what you stand for, and why they should check out the foundation. Again, I'm a living testament of what the foundation can do, and it really is vested in people for the long term. So please do check that out. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this installment of Spotlight. My name is Norman Sigu. I've had my amazing guest here, Dr. Miranda K. Braun, who is not only my mentor, but my close friend. And I thank her very much for the wisdom she's given us today. But again, check out all the things she has said. And I will see you again next week. So until then, stay blessed and stay safe, guys.
Hi, welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Anthony Jordan. Okay, guys, as Norman and Dr. Miranda were just saying, there is so much in the world at the moment in terms of COVID. So it's going to be a real pleasure because we do have a vaccine out there. Now, I know some are very much for it, some are against it, and some are sitting on the fence. So it's going to be a pleasure right now to introduce Professor Sir Munir Piro-Mohammed, who will give us a bigger insight into what the vaccine is about and how it came back to the UK. Professor Piro-Mohammed, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Oh, hi. Thank you so much for your time and welcome to the Lifestyle Show. So just to start off, can you just give us an insight as to how the vaccine came into the UK and your involvement with that?
Well, thank you for inviting me to your show. So I am the chair of the Independent Advisory Group for the MHRA, and the MHRA is the regulator for the UK. The vaccines, we have 3 vaccines which have now been authorized, were developed by the different companies. The data were provided to the MHRA, and we undertook what's called a rolling review, that as the data came in, we undertook a review of all that data. We pored over the data in great detail over several months And from that, we were able to assess 3 different attributes of all the vaccines: the quality, the effectiveness, and safety of the vaccines. And from that, we were able to make a judgment that the vaccines, in terms of benefit, were far greater than any of the safety issues associated with the vaccine. And we therefore recommended the use or authorization of these vaccines to the MHRA.
Brilliant, thank you. I hear that there are 3 different vaccines out there. Do they differ much from each other in terms of someone taking a choice as to which vaccine they can take? Also, I know, for instance, there was word of people with certain allergies can't take a vaccine. Is that the case for all of them? Could you just explain the differences between the 3 vaccines, please?
So when the pandemic arose, the World Health Organization developed a benchmark. It said that all the vaccines had to be at least have 50% efficacy. And all 3 vaccines have greater than 50% efficacy, and all 3 vaccines are safe and effective. It is difficult to say whether one vaccine is better than the other because there have been no head-to-head trials of the vaccines. So all 3 vaccines are effective. And if you're offered the vaccine, my recommendation would be that you should take any of the vaccines that you're offered. There were with the Pfizer vaccine initially when it was brought into the country, there were some reactions, which are allergic reactions, which we've been able to identify and learn a lot about. And at the moment, the product information for the vaccine says that if you are allergic to any of the ingredients in the vaccine, you should not have the vaccine or discuss the potential for allergies with your doctor. And that is the same wording in all 3 vaccines.
Right, thank you. That has caused a lot of concerns, and there's a potential rumor. I don't know how much of a rumor it is because I haven't seen it officially been mentioned. There are talks that if the vaccine was to cause any reactive negative side effects, no one can be held accountable for that. Is that true? And could you give us a bit more insight behind that at all, of the likelihood of an adverse effect from taking any of the vaccines?
So again, let me come back to the benefit risk. The benefit of the vaccine far overwhelms any of the safety aspects. There are side effects which are typical of all other vaccines and so on, in terms of maybe pain at where the injection site, sometimes swelling at the injection site, and occasionally some people do get a bit of a temperature, but usually those last for 1 to 2 days and resolve. In terms of liability for the vaccine, that liability is, if there are particular issues with the vaccine in terms of liability, then there are the usual processes in the NHS one can actually go to in terms of those liability issues.
Brilliant, thank you. In the process of this, we've had a lot within certain communities, there are certain feelings out there. So at the moment, what I'm going to do now is ask our team to just show a few of the questions that we have had come up, and are you okay for us to ask these questions, for you to answer them, possibly within the best of your limits? Thank you very much. So yeah, here's one. I have been tested and my results were negative and I haven't been wearing a mask. On the other hand, my work colleague has been very careful, wears a mask, social distances, and yet he has caught the virus. Is there any insight or any other, aside from the vaccine, are there any other precautions you could pass forward to anyone just to know how they can avoid, precautions they can do to avoid catching the virus?
So I think it is really important to follow the government guidelines. And I just saw the cartoon before this section of your program started. Wear a face mask, wash your hands, sanitize your hands, and maintain distance. And that is really important to be able to do that following the government guidelines. Those are key things which have helped us to be able to control the virus, contain the virus. And obviously with the current lockdown that we're in, you can see the numbers of cases are starting to go down. And those are the key factors that are driving down the rate of infections. In terms of individuals catching the virus, that depends on who they have been in contact with, and how much distance they've kept between those people who may have been infected, it is important to remember you can't tell whether somebody has been infected because many people have asymptomatic infection, and you can catch the virus from people who are asymptomatic.
Sure, thank you very much. Another one has asked, what studies have been done and where can we find the evidence for it? The question is, what studies have been done for the microbiome mediated immune effects of COVID vaccine?
So the studies that have been undertaken for the 3 vaccines, as a Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, for the AstraZeneca vaccine, and for the Moderna vaccine, are all published in very reputable journals. The AstraZeneca vaccine has been published in The Lancet, the Pfizer vaccine is published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and the Moderna vaccine trial has been published in the New England Journal of Medicine. And those are available free, they're not behind paywalls, and anybody can access them and read them. And I would urge people to read them. They highlight the overwhelming efficacy associated with the vaccines and minimal safety issues associated with the vaccine. In terms of the microbiome and vaccine responses, that has not been studied to any great depth. We know the microbiome can affect responses to many things, things that we eat, other medicines we take, vaccines we take, but at the moment that hasn't been studied with regard to the COVID vaccines. We know that the COVID vaccines produce a very good immune response, and that has been shown through immunological studies, and that translates to a good efficacy response in terms of the effectiveness rates that we've identified through the trials.
Right. Another question that's come up is, how can they have a vaccine when they don't know anything about the virus?
Well, the disease is now a year old, and we know an enormous amount about the virus. Even as soon as the virus was discovered in Wuhan, the scientists there were able to post the genetic sequence of the virus straight onto the web. That allowed there's so many advances which occurred since then, including developing tests for the virus, the PCR tests that everybody hears about, but also those were the sort of initial stages which led to the development of the vaccines. Since then, an enormous number of studies have been undertaken on the virus, and so we know an enormous amount about the virus, how it infects the cell, what damage it causes the cell, and what kind of inflammation it causes the cell, which organs it affects, particularly the lungs, and how it leads to the serious manifestations that we are seeing in many people, unfortunately, and how it's leading to death in some patients.
Another question, efficacy, and go into more.
Sorry, you broke up, but it says explain the efficacy and go into more detail about it. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So when the trials are undertaken, people either get the vaccine or they get the placebo, which may be a saline injection. And the people who are in these two groups are followed up, and then you can determine the number of people who get COVID in the people who've been vaccinated with the vaccine compared to those who are in the placebo group. And when you compare the two, you can determine the different rates. And when it says that the vaccine is 95% effective, what that means is that the vaccine reduces the rate of COVID-related infections by 95%.
Okay, thank you. And this is another one that's been come up, is why is it only 50% is the threshold and why not higher?
So this was the benchmark that was initiated by the World Health Organization. They got a group of experts together, and they felt that even 50% efficacy of a vaccine would be hugely beneficial. Remember that we have a flu vaccine, and that has 50% efficacy rates, and that prevents flu in many different individuals. But it's important to note that despite that 50% benchmark, most of the vaccines are actually, all the vaccines so far authorized, in fact, are exceeding that 50% benchmark.
Okay. Another question, follow-up was, based on so much is known, why are so many people still getting ill from the virus?
Well, people are unfortunately getting ill, and people are ending up on ITU because people react differently to the virus. And we know from the work that has gone on over the several months now, shows that people who are older are particularly susceptible to the more serious effects of the virus. People who are, who may have other diseases, such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, are also more sensitive to the effects of the virus. So there are many particular reasons why some people are getting more serious disease while others are not. It's important to note the majority of people who get COVID will develop a mild illness. Some do get more serious illness and so on. And what we need to do is to prevent COVID infections in all of the people who can catch COVID. And the only way we can do that is by vaccination.
Okay, thank you. Another question we've got is, once I've been vaccinated, does this mean I can stop wearing, it says the banner, I believe they mean a face mask. Does that mean that the precautions that we are currently taking, once you've been vaccinated, does that mean those precautions can then stop?
So it is really important that even if you are vaccinated, you should continue following the government guidelines. That is, wearing a face mask, washing your hands, and social distancing. The government will obviously continue to review these restrictions, and as more people are vaccinated and as the virus infection rates go down in the community, they may be able to ease some of those restrictions. But until those restrictions are eased, it is important that people who are vaccinated follow the same guidelines in terms of protecting yourself and protecting your family, friends, and the community.
Brilliant, thank you very much. There's another thing, the third coronavirus wave and are introducing new restrictions despite a successful vaccine rollout. Can you tell us more on that?
Well, there have been different waves of coronavirus infections, and we are going through the prolongation of a second wave, and in some areas you could call it a third wave, and certainly Italy are facing similar things as well. We know that there are different variants of the virus which are currently in circulation in different parts of the world. And even though the vaccine is starting to be rolled out in Italy, and not enough people have had the vaccine to be able to produce the degree of immunity we require in the community to prevent these restrictions. So that's why I would guess Italy is entering the sort of lockdown restrictions that they're proposing at the moment.
Fantastic, thank you. The question we've received is, will the virus be here forever?
So the virus will probably be with us. Even when we get over the pandemic, it might be potentially become endemic, and it's just like the cold viruses are and so on. But it's going to take for a while for that to happen, and we need to get through the current pandemic situation and vaccinate people. And that's the most important thing. This is the only thing that's going to get us out of this pandemic, is to vaccinate the population as per the government sort of priorities. Heard today on television that we expect all adults above the age of 18 to be vaccinated by September this year. And this is crucial that people, when they are offered the vaccine, do go and take the vaccine.
Right, here's another. We've been told the mortality rate is higher in the BAME community. Are we any closer to knowing why?
There's been a lot of research done in this area, and there's more research ongoing. There are several reasons which have been identified. One may be related to deprivation and inequalities in the BAME community, which increases the risk. Some may be related to the fact that multi-generational families live within the same household, and therefore it's easier to transmit viruses from one person to another. There are also studies going on in genetics in terms of whether there are genetic predisposing factors depending on your ethnic background. So there are many different factors which are coming together. Your occupation, depending on, if you're in an occupation where you're in close contact with other people, that may also increase the risk. So there are many different factors which are coming together which increase the risk in BAME communities.
Okay, Dr. questions. I'll just ask one last question, and we'll take it from there. So another question that comes in is, if the trillions of bacteria and viruses and fungi is the constitute of 90% of what we are genetically, can we be sure our body ecology genetically will not have generational issues with the Pfizer vaccine?
So I don't quite understand the question, but I think what that is saying is, will the Pfizer vaccine or any other vaccines we have be effective with the current COVID viruses that we have? And we sort of, at the moment, all evidence points to the fact that the coronavirus will be the current Pfizer vaccine will protect us against the current strains of coronavirus which are circulating. People will have heard about the new strains, new variants of coronavirus, and at the moment, the evidence that we have is that the vaccine will protect against those at the moment, but more work is ongoing to be able to determine whether the vaccine will remain effective in any of the variants which are circulating at the moment.
Right. Sorry, Doctor. I just have to ask one last question, as two people did ask that. They just want to know, have you taken the vaccine? And if not, will you be taking the vaccine yourself?
So I'm a healthcare worker. I work in hospital, and I was offered the vaccine by my hospital a week or two ago, and I did accept it. And I was glad I accepted it.
Thank you so much. Professor, it's been a real pleasure. Is there any chance that we can have you back in the future just to give us a slight update on that in the future? Would that be something we could do?
Of course, no problem.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And is there any social media details or anything along that line that you would like to put out for anyone who'd like to get in contact with you separately?
I think I gave you my Twitter handle.
There. So no, thank you, Professor Munir Pir Mohamed. Thank you so much for your time. It's been very insightful, and we appreciate everything that you've done in helping potentially eliminating the virus. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that's given you a bit more of an insight of what we can expect with the vaccines that are currently here within the UK. And again, the social media details are all there if you would like to get in contact with the professor. And hopefully we will be having him back on the show in the near future. Okay, we are off to the break. And after that, we'll be talking to Karen Small and Gillian Bolton. See you then. Hi, welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Anthony Jordan. Right, that trailer there is the perfect way to introduce this next segment. In a time where things are very challenging, we are questioning whether to take the virus, whether not to take, not the virus, the vaccine even, whether to take that, how to cope in these challenging times, because it's a new normal, but it doesn't mean we're used to this new normal. So right now, we're going to introduce two people who can help us bring down the stress levels a bit. I even feel cooler just knowing they're here. So right now, it's an honor and a pleasure to introduce, well, welcome back, Karen Complete Small, and also Gillian Bolton. How are you ladies both doing?
I am
Very
good,
well,
good.
thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for your time. It's so many different things are going on at the moment, and there are so many challenges. Gillian, I'm going to start with you. In terms of being the nutritionist that you are, could you just give us some advice as to how food can affect our feelings at the moment and reduce our stress levels?
Well, that is one of the main point, of course, when it comes to our well-being. As you know, with the saying, you are what you eat, exactly what you put in is going to affect the cells in your body. So it's going to affect how you think, what you say, how you communicate, to even just sleeping at night, how to focus on the work that you've got planned to do. There's a lot of factors to take into consideration, but food is one of the main factors. So saturated food like pizzas, chicken and chips, these saturated foods causes a lot of clogging in our system, and it causes a lot of brain fogs. So instead of us being able to think clearly, be able to handle the task at hand, we end up feeling more stressed because we're lacking in nutrients. So anytime we're lacking in nutrients, I always say, start with green leafy vegetables, making sure a part of your main meal, you're always having that as a part of your main meal. I say balance is the key, not going from one drastic stage to another. Always focus on where you are at and then add in small but consistent steps to improving mental clarity.
Right, thank you. So just talking of that, so in this current time where there are these challenges, and I suppose, we're told to stay home, the issue of, not going out to your supermarket, seeing the certain queues, people are probably rushing more for your pizza, the chicken and chips, and whatever Uber Eats and Deliveroo, not slamming them because, they have Co-op and stuff there as well. But are we saying that those foods can still be had, but within moderation, or is it best to avoid them at all costs?
Well, I'm not trying to go to the extremities, but if you can avoid them, then please definitely choose a better option when you are looking for your meals for your family, for yourself and your family. Always go for the healthiest option if possible. But I will say it's in moderation, and it does depend on the person. So if you are a person that is focused on KFCs and the going out, maybe going to the shop and getting some frozen veg so you can have it at home. Taking those small little steps towards something that is going to be a bit more healthier option. And it does take time to create that habitual change, because it's not about just getting on a fast, quick diet and then losing weight and then going back to an old habit. It's about slowly being able to develop a healthier lifestyle, something that is manageable, that you can carry on for a lifetime. More so thinking about the omega-3s. So the saturated fats are based on omega-6s, which is very detrimental regarding our mental state of mind. So these are the things where you want to have a balance between. You don't want to be leaning too much on the omega-6s, that is your pizzas, your chips and stuff like that. You want to more lean towards omega-3, so that's like your oily fish, having that at least twice a week. If you're not having fish, then definitely making sure that you're having your handful of nuts and seeds, which also has the omega-3s in it. And obviously the weather is also playing a big part in the way we are feeling. So maybe having a vitamin D supplement can also help in regards to our vitamin D levels, can also create a sense of lowness, feeling low.
Sure, thank you. So I've just seen a comment that's come up there, so I just want to bring that up. Brenda's saying they spray all the food and washing them help, but it's already in there. Just like the foods that we're eating. So is it that you would recommend probably going for more of the organic greens and stuff like that to avoid those situations?
yes, most definitely, organic is also the best option. But if you are not at that stage, don't let that stop you, because that tends to stop a lot of people thinking that, well, everything has got chemicals on it, so I might as well have my pizza and my chicken and chips. No, you might as well still go for the spinach, the kale, the broccoli anyway, because everything has chemicals in it. But at least you will be having more nutrients than with the pizzas and the chicken and chips. So you have to have the balance. But I always say, if you can go organic, please do, especially with celery. If you're not going to go organic with any other veg, try going organic with celery.
Brilliant, thank you. Just before I do move on to Karen, Gillian, one last question. So for all of those who are going to try and take this on, but they're looking for that special treat, but a healthy treat. Sorry to put you on the spot here, but are there any foods you could recommend as a healthy treat that what we could take on in this current time?
Well, I enjoy my green smoothies. I enjoy it, but I know not everybody enjoys that. Mixing dates with it is an acquired taste, but I'll say mixing the dates with the nuts is something that can be an enjoyable experience if you want to put food in that category. The main aspect is that we want to focus more on how we can improve our health and well-being. That's the main aspect of food. So not shutting everything down completely, but making slow changes. So yeah, if you want to have an enjoyable moment where you're considering to eat that cake, but you have been making habitual changes for well-being, I wouldn't say beat yourself up about it. I would just say make sure it's a balance. You're having a balance and you're including the healthy stuff.
Brilliant. That sounds good. I think that's the way to work towards it. That sounds brilliant. Thank you so much, Gillian. Karen, thank you for joining us as well. As a lifestyle coach, with all of this that's going on at the moment, Gillian has given us such great backgrounds in terms of the foods, but what else can you recommend as a balance to help us maintain sanity and well-being in this current climate?
Okay, let me just say, I'm going to talk about Gillian for a moment. I'm actually doing a detox with Gillian, and she's being lenient with everybody on the screen, yeah? But I would say the medjool dates and nuts are a great treat. And when you're doing your green juices, you put things in it that like spice it up. So you put your chili and your ginger and all that sort of thing, and then drink it out of a cocktail glass. Okay, so that's just my additions to what Gillian's saying. So as a life coach, well, I'm known as the Love Ambassador and the Creative and Energy Coach, and I work with people to bring peace into their life through meditation, breath work, through art therapy, hug therapy. Now we can't do the hug therapy one-to-one, or I mean, as in a group, but I use that within my meditations and show people how to self-hug as well. All right. The importance of knowing who you are, yeah, and not being swept along with all the hearsay going on. It's about centering yourself, coming from the heart, and understanding that you have the answers within you. So, I mean, I want to give you an example of what I do with regards to bringing people to center through meditation and visualization and breath work. Is that okay? Because I know we don't have much time, and last time we kind of run out of that time in order for me to demonstrate, and I feel it's important.
Please, by all means, the floor is yours. Yeah? The floor is yours. Please do.
So the importance of, well, we know the importance of breath. The importance of breath, we can go without food and water for days and weeks, but we cannot go without breath for more than 5 minutes, okay? So a lot of us, when we don't even realize that we're not relaxed. So right now, I'd like you to do a check-in about how you're feeling in your body. Are your shoulders relaxed? Are your feet relaxed? Just have a quick check. You'll realize that sometimes you think you're relaxed, but you're still doing this, okay? So what I encourage people to do is just take the breaths in, yeah? Take deep breaths in, breathe into the stomach, All right, not into your chest. When you're panicking, you're going, yeah, you're breathing into your stomach, right? So you breathe through your nose, you can breathe out through your nose, or you can breathe out through your mouth. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate really quickly. So breathe in. Hold and breathe out. So take another deep breath in. Hold and breathe out. Now, by just doing that, you can see that you're centering yourself in this moment. You're not thinking about any other thoughts. You're actually focusing on the breath. You're focusing on yourself. So I'm going to demonstrate the 3 R's, which are the release, regulate, and relax. This is what I do in my meditation sessions. And then we're going to go into a very short meditation. I'm just putting my timer on, because I know we haven't got much time. And so I'm going to demonstrate these breaths for you, and then we're going to go in where you just focus on on your breath and on my voice. And if any thoughts come in that don't belong in this space, peace and tranquility, just put them in bubbles, picture them in your mind's eye and burst them into sparkles, or just say later and let them float on by. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate the breaths. I think you can see me. So I do a 3-stage breath, and you breathe into your stomach. It's the same breath, but in 3 stages. So you breathe into your stomach, your chest, and your head. You hold and you release. I'm going to demonstrate those 2, the release and the regulate, and then we're going to go straight into the relax when we go into the visualization and meditation. Okay, so it's stomach, chest, head, hold, and release it out. When you're releasing anything that doesn't belong in this space, any kind of thing that is negative, restrictive. You're just saying, I don't want it, doesn't belong here, let it go. Okay, then we do the same thing, and then we do a regulate, and we both blow through a straw. Okay, so stomach, chest, head. When you've been doing it as long as I've been doing it, you can take bigger breaths in, you can and release the breath slower. This is expanding your lungs. This is actually helping you to bring in the oxygen through to your cells, your blood cells, releasing all those beautiful calming chemicals, hormones, to promote peace and tranquility. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to start. We're going to do 3 releases, 3 relaxes, then you're going to 3 regulate, pardon me, and then into the relax. You're going to listen to my voice. Now I invite you to close your eyes when we go into the relax. All right. Okay, so we're going to do 3 release, regulate, and then relax. So stomach, chest, head. Release. Stomach, chest, head. Stomach, chest, head. Release. It's okay if you feel a bit lightheaded. That's you bringing the oxygen into your body. Now we're going to go to regulate, 3 of those. Stomach, chest, head. Stomach, chest, head. One more. Stomach, chest, head. Now take a deep breath in like before. And release. Deep breath in again. And release. As you're listening to my voice, we're going to go on a little trip. We're going to go to a beach. Maybe it's a beach that you know or something that you aspire to going to. A beautiful beach, the sand is nice and warm, it's yellow and white, and as you're walking on the beach, you can see the sea. And as you're looking at the sea, you look at the horizon, you look at the landscape. This is where you engage all of your senses. Use your imagination. Our imagination is the most powerful thing that we have. So as you're listening to my voice and breathing, you're breathing with the sea. Now I invite you to walk towards the sea. Now I know there's some people who've done this with me before. Walk towards the sea. You can stand, feel the waves coming towards you, see them rolling forward, seeing the hues of the blue and the green. Feel the breeze and the sun caressing you, wrapping around you. Everything is perfect. And as the sea comes in, it's bringing you that peace, tranquility, joy, all that healing energy as you connect to God, the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. And as you go deeper in, you feel the waves around your feet, the froth. You feel the draw as the sea pulls out. And as it pulls out, this is where you surrender and you let go. When you surrender, this is power. This is power to let go of anything that's holding you restricted, that's holding you in a place that doesn't bring you peace or tranquility. So as you're breathing, you're receiving the love from Mother Earth through the sea, rolling forward towards you. See the waves rolling, the white froth as it goes around your feet. And as it draws out, this is your time to let go of anything that does not belong in this space. As you surrender and you connect, you're ebbing and flowing. This is where you recognize the peace that you have within. This is where I invite you to say, I am peace, I am love, I am tranquil, I am abundant, I am enough. I am in flow. I am connected to God, the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. You may want to go deeper into the water and feel that love wrap around you. Or you may just want to sit on the side and see the waves rolling towards you, taking in the beauty of Mother Earth, Mother Nature. And as you're breathing in, imagine that love and that energy flowing through your body from the soles of your feet as a beautiful color. See the color of that lovely, loving energy as you connect to God, the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Pull that energy through as you're breathing. Feel it ebbing and flowing from the soles of your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your bottom, right through your body, flowing into your stomach. This is you connecting with the peace and tranquility and the love, the healing energy when you connect to God, the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. You're pulling that energy through. You're feeling that flow. You're feeling that energy. As it fills your stomach up, you see your organs lit up with this beautiful healing, nurturing energy up to your heart. And from your heart, right through your face, it flows through your head, covers your whole body like a cool, warm balm wrapping around you. And as you do this, you are light, you are loving energy, you are flowing. And this is where you can extend your love, your flow to the people around you, to your community, across the waters, to loved ones. You can connect from this space because it's like a prayer. You send your love as you go and touch those who are not well, those who are ailing, those, that you just want to send that love to. Take a deep breath in. Feel that flow. As you connect, you have the answers within. You have that peace, that tranquility. It's about deciding to be in that space. Now, I'll ask you in this moment to connect with your heart. Feel that love. Feel that unconditional breath of love and life as you connect to God, the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. I'm going to count us back into space as you're connecting to your heart energy. That beautiful, loving, nurturing energy that's always there. I'm going to count us back into space. Here and now. The count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, we stretch up. And this is where, when we stretch up, we breathe in, and then we bring our arms and wrap them around us. Just wrap them around you. You can even lean on your own shoulder. You can rock with it. Connect, connect, connect. And when you're hugging yourself, you're hugging everybody else that's watching. You're hugging Anthony. Hugging Gillian. Just take that deep breath in and release. That was just a quick demonstration, Anthony.
No, brilliant. Thank you. And you know what? I have to admit, I can feel the stress level coming down. And I do hope everyone else done it at home just to feel that. No, great stuff from that. Here we are, Brenda. She didn't want it to stop. So, thank you so much for that, Karen and Gillian. I do understand that this is part of a 12-week program, and we will be getting a much longer version of this. Would you just like to put out the details, Karen, Gillian, of how we can follow yourselves and join part of this meditation and this session that will be taking place?
Shall I say? So, Gillian and I have formed a collaboration where we're doing my meditation and holistic education. And so we'll be operating from tomorrow, our pilot, is it 7 o'clock in the morning on your platform, Gillian, if you want to tell them what your platform is.
Yes, so you can find us on Instagram at nutritionistgb and 12-week blood pressure course. You'll be able to find us there, and we will be going through the meditations, the deep breathing, how to control blood pressure, and how to just integrate healthier lifestyles, healthier habits.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And can I add to that? I was doing Melanie meditations weekly throughout the whole of last year. They will resume again. I know that some of my people are watching and they're like, when is she going to start them? They will start at the beginning of February. And I will give you some more information that you can share with the audience as well on your social media. All right.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And we've just got your contact details there as well, Karen. For anyone who wants to take part, those are the ways you can get in contact with Karen. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. This was just something to help us all de-stress in very stressful times. So, Karen, Thank you, Gillian. Thank you both so much. It's been really appreciated, and it's definitely helped me throughout this show. And Shirley George there has said, thank you, Karen and Gillian. So it definitely has been appreciated. So thank you both there. And Colin Williams, the world is going too fast. We need to slow down, and this woman is helping me in the world madhouse. There we are, Colin. So ladies, keep up the good work. Definitely to be encouraged. I thank you both, and best of luck. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Karen Small and Gillian Bolton, who've just given us a more relaxed mood just to go into the entertainment corner. So we're off to a short break, and after that, it's those 3 special words. See you after. Sorry, I just love that beat. Shout out to the Billionaires Club and Sadiq who created that for me. That is my personal beat, people. So if I ever hear it anywhere, I'm suing. But yeah, just want to put that out there. What I'm also going to put out is a big shout out to both Brenda and Lillian, and the Nubian Queen, should I say, who, as I said, 3 special words. They predicted it. So right now, it's a pleasure to bring in the man who created it, who's got us all saying it. I can't even say the word once without thinking of him. It is the one, the only Mr. Stevie J. How are you doing, sir? It's me.
Are you good?
Good. How are you? So here we are, another week.
Yeah, another fantastic week in the Stevie J UK chart show. It's all been happening. Exciting. 2 weeks in, and we had a new #1 coming out last week. And what's going to be happening when we see what's happening with the... Is he still there this week? We're going to find out shortly. But those 3 special words, wow, are encouraging. It's now being talked about worldwide. It's now being talked about on a Tuesday when I do my chart show. It's exciting. It's brilliant. And you know what's making it even better? The actual tracks are getting bigger and better, and they're spending more money. And one thing for you, all you listeners, don't forget to check out my website. That's info Stevie J UK chart show. Check out my website. It's absolutely brilliant. If you miss a certain show, it's on there. If you miss the charts and want to see who's in and who's coming out, it's on there. Even artists are now putting their tracks, their albums, EPs are on there. Fantastic. Back to you, Anthony.
Well, you know what? As you plug the website, I'm sure once you have a look, you'll be saying those 3 special words, because that's what the chart show gives you. It will be a wow moment. So, Stevie, I'm excited. I can't wait to see if it's the same #1, if it's a new #1. Either way, it's always great music. So, over to you to introduce this week's chart show.
Okay, are you ready, people? Are you ready? Excitement. We had nothing but excitement. And I tell you something else. We are ready to come back in with the current week's UK Top 10. Who's at #1? Let's find out. Wow. Wow.
Going down to number 10 this week, he goes by the name of Momo Watt, and he's still driving us home for Christmas.
I'm driving home for Christmas. Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. I'm driving home for Christmas.
Up to number 9 this week, he goes by the name of Dave Linton, and he's counting down the days.
It's been such a long time since we got to hang out. Life got so complicated, so many worries around. Just when I was thinking things were normal and sound, I'll take another look in the blink of an eye. The world is upside down. The next time I see you, I promise to make you smile. I can't wait to see you again. It's been such a long while.
Going up to number 8 this week, she goes by the name of Angie B, and When You See Me, I Call.
Oh, yeah.
Holding their spot at number 7 this week goes by the name of Amara, and When You Get Right Down to It.
I've been waiting a long time. When you get right down to it, isn't this moment what it's all about, boy? And when you get right down to it, don't you just feel the moment say everything? Holding you, touching you, boy, I need a
Still there moving at number 6 goes by the name of Keith Douglas, and he's still in and out of love.
Oh, yeah. Let's call it a day. Love like this just can't go on. Let's call it a day, baby. We've been fighting much too long. Let's call it a day. 'Cause we can't go on like this. Oh, ain't it a shame? Now love's took its final twist. I never thought that I could leave you.
Up to number 5 this week, it goes by the name of Aston Essen, and Just a Little Time.
I sent her a dozen pink and red roses to say sorry. Yeah. I know we've reached a point in this conversation we can't agree now. So please, darling Debbie, it's not much I'm asking. I'm down on my bending knees. I try to explain it, you can't understand it. Let's agree to disagree. Yeah. Give me just a little time, a little bit of your time, baby. Give me just a little time, tiny little bit of your time. Give me just a little time. The two of us alone, yeah. Give me just
High climber this week goes by the name of Sister Ruby, and she's still teaching me.
Love us rap in a cultural style, you know? Teach me Rasta man how to love you. Wow, 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 wow. Teach the Empress how to kiss you. Wow, 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 wow. Try my lips, they belong to you. But teach me what to do. I'll treat you like a good woman should. Wash all your clothes and your food I will cook.
Climbing up to number 3 this week goes by the name of Harmony, and he's never letting go.
When you came to me that day and you said you're gonna stay, girl, my heart was filled with joy, I've got to admit it. Yeah, I was truly overwhelmed with each moment that we spent. It was clear to me right then that I was committed. Ooh. Hold me, love, hold me, baby.
Sticking at number 2 this week, he goes by the name of Colin Roy, and I Want You Back.
What would I do without you? What would I do without you? I come home to you, baby. You tell me that it's over. How come I didn't know I wasn't treating you right? I couldn't see that you're hurting. Someone's been dissing on me lately. Ain't a girl in this world I wanna be with for life. So be that rose in my party tonight.
Wow, this week's number 1, he's done it for a second week, goes by the name of Mikey Tough and the Friendly Fire Band, and I Will Survive.
People are afraid, they are petrified. It have them lock up in a them house, them don't want to go outside. All of the clubs and pubs locked down, I can't even dance to my champion sound, but I stay strong. Ready for self-isolation, Sean. Now we under attack, drones from out of space. So if you're going out, put gloves on, put a mask over your face. Me all I wrap up my dreadlocks and bring my cleansing cream with me. Maintain a good personal hygiene and stay 3 meters away from me. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. Were you the one who tried to make me lay down and die? You think I'd grumble? You think I'd lay down and cry? I will survive. I will survive. Just as long as I know how to live, I know I'll stay alive. Clean out your house good, disinfect and sterilize. I've got my silicone domestos and my P-rum by my side. Hope and pray the NHS don't fall apart. Pick up the doctors and the nurses, we keep them in our thoughts. All those hours that them working just to keep people alive. Maximum respect due to all of you. My heart is full of pride. Now you see me say respect you. I'm not that selfish person in that supermarket queue. So if you feel like pushing past vulnerable people and I see all that anger that's inside, you don't want to upset me. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore. Were you the one who tried to hurt me with your lies? You think I'd grumble? You think I'd lay down and cry? Oh no, not I will survive. Yeah, as long as I know how to live, I know I will survive. People, Clean out your house good, disinfectant, sterilize. I've got my seed bang, domestos and my payroom by my side. So if just like me, you have lost good friends, and you don't know if it's corona or government and murder them. Hello? One thing I know, just make sure you not end up in a hospital. Me not go make no doctor joke me. Me not take no vaccination. So I say go straight out the door. Coronavirus, you're not welcome anymore.
That concludes our chart show for this week, and I will see you next week. You take care. It's been great. Wow, wow, wow.
Right, congratulations. The second week, as everyone's saying, the virus song, there's a lot of laughter there. I know there is a line saying not to take the vaccine. Again, people, hopefully you've been well informed. But congratulations there. Stevie, what can we say? Another week for Mikey Tough there at number 1.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done well. Lots of great purchases. Lots of votes came through for him, and he's back at number 1. But you know me. Hear what I say. Will it be a third week for Mikey Tough and the Friendly Fire Band at I Will Survive? Find out Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on stingdem.radio.com, where I will be presenting the new Stevie J Chart Show Top 20. I tell you, it's all happening. It's getting better each week. Just look at the tracks that's in there. All you people shouldn't be going to Zoom parties. You should be collecting all the tunes in the chart show and then go and be a DJ on a Zoom party. What do you think of that, Anthony?
That's the way. That's the way. Stevie is showing us all the fresh music. So you know what? Buy the music and surprise all your friends and say, you know what? I know you weren't listening to the show. You weren't listening to Stevie. Otherwise, you'd have had that in your mix. And that's the way to go with it. So I love it. That's what it's all about. Let's keep the music alive. No, thank you so much, Stevie. Absolute pleasure. And we will catch you next week, sir.
Okay. Sir. Out of here. Catch you shortly.
Yeah,
bye-bye. See you next week, guys. Take care.
Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on from Stevie J, and we're now introducing Stevie P. Again. So this is a gentleman who Stevie has had the honor of introducing us to, and we just wanted to talk about Stevie. Stevie, I do understand before, just to give a small insight as to who you've worked with. Mm-hmm. You actually worked with a former number 1 on the Stevie J Chart Show, the Nubian Queens from One Destiny.
Yeah, lovely ladies. Thank you for having me on, Anthony. The Nubian Queens, I had a great year with them last year, working with them for the first time. Very lovely ladies, Lillian, Babs, and Jess, lovely lady to work with. I can't wait for this year. You know, we should be doing something this year, hopefully. I'm just waiting for them to give me the call. Stevie, we're ready. You know, I'm just really waiting.
Cool, love that.
It was really a good year with the track. You know, the people really gravitated to them, enjoy the track. And
perfect.
I enjoyed working with them.
Oh, here we go. They've even said it. Stevie P, welcome, boss. So the love is there both ways. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Lovely
so tell us, how did Stevie P enter into the world of music? How did you find your passion to become a producer?
How that happened? I actually went to a rave. I like my roots music, and I went to listen to Shaka in Tottenham. And unbeknownst to me, Sugar Mike was actually performing. I didn't know this. And I thought, okay, saw this young man perform, and he just literally blew me away. And the energy he had, he just tore the place down, and it really got to me. I thought, this is what I want to do. I really want to do this. And so I had the pleasure of speaking to him after he done his performance, and I told him how it affected me, and watching him and listening to his music in the past. And he just said, "Yeah, you can do it." So from there, formed my own band. Had a release in 1983, a long time ago. My first track, a duet with a band called Group Casanova. And it done well. It done well in the Black Echoes. We used to have a chart called the Black Echoes, a newspaper, and it done quite well. Been doing bits and pieces from then till now. Session musician, keyboards, vocalists, backing vocalists, in roots bands, a band called Blood Shanty and the Shantyites. I've been with them for 10 years. I've been all over the place. Had the pleasure of working with Louisa Marks, Winsome, Clearview Harmonics, Michael Gordon, you know, so many artists, Sandra Reed. You know, it's just been a lovely journey.
That's amazing. You talk about having put a band together. How was that experience? Was it an easy one? Was it a tough one to find the right people with the same vision creating that music?
Not really, because I had quite a few friends at the time that was really into the same thing, music and that. But to try and find the same people that was on the same wavelength as myself was hard. Because I had a few guys, yeah, I want to do this, and it was all for the ladies and that sort of thing. Yeah, you know, that kind of attention. And I didn't really want to be on that level. It was really the music and how it affected people. And it took a little bit of time to find the right people, but I eventually did. And it's 5 members. And we took it to the road. And like I said, we formed our own band, but we also ended up being session musicians and backing band for other artists. Sandra Reed, like I mentioned, we played under Sir George's umbrella as Pure Silk. And we played supporting artists like Sandra Reed, like I said. Winsome, played with on certain places with the likes of the late Sir John Holt. I remember playing a certain gig in Manchester, I do believe. The Octagon with the other band. Who was the other band? Instigators. Not the Investigators, the Instigators.
Yeah.
Which featured Mafia and Fluxy. And the late singer they had, a young man by the name of Courtney, who's no longer with us. But the experience has been tremendous, and it still is great.
Wonderful. One of those questions that I always ask, you know, and I mean, I always put everyone on the same platform, but there are certain names that always do bring out a wow factor. What was the experience like for you getting to work with such established artists? Like once you'd first come together, was it a wow factor, or was you just in the moment and was just one step to the next?
My biggest wow factor is actually Michael Gordon. We grew up listening to the Investigators, you know, and Michael Gordon, and for me that was the best lovers rock band in the UK, and I wanted to be in this band so much, so badly. I really did. So moving fast forward, I mean, I actually got the pleasure of meeting Michael at a few venues, and we spoke, and I told him, you know, I really would like to work with you, and we worked in 2018 with a track called Reggae Magic. And to work with Michael, you know, it was such an honor because I really look up to him. I feel like he's my mentor. So to work with him, it really hit me a certain way. So Michael Gordon, also Newish Joseph is another artist I had the pleasure of working with a few times. My hat's off to him as well. I've always wanted to work with Newish. I had the opportunity. Brilliant. You know, it's just nothing's before its time. That's how I look at things, and I'm a very I'm not a pushy sort of person. I just wait for it to happen, and that's it.
I love that. Do you know what? I would be remiss to have this interview and not actually ask Stevie J to come back in, and just because again, for myself personally, and probably I have heard some tunes, but Stevie was the one who introduced us to the Nubian Queens and My One Destiny, which was a #1 on the show. So it's just, Stevie, is there anything you would like to ask Stevie P?
Yeah, Stevie, how much #1s have you actually had in the Stevie J Chart Show?
Oh, there it is.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah, you know how much #1s have you had in the chart show?
Oh, how much #1s? Amanda Judah, Michelle Crease, Nubian Queens. I think it must be about 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly, Stevie. You tell me.
Now you've had 4. You've had 4, which is really good. I mean, you know, what's it like for you as a producer being in the Stevie J Chart Show? Has it helped you and grown your sales, publicity, grown you as a person now that you're involved in the chart show?
Yeah, in terms of sales, yes, it has. And funny enough, the fan base seems to be more of the stateside rather than the UK, which I find, you know, nice but funny. But the fan base seems to be mainly the US. So there you go, Stevie. The chart show is actually, you know, really hitting around. So yeah, the fan base, it's actually helped. So you know, thank you. Big up Stevie J. Thank you very much.
Right now, I wanted to have 2 Stevies in the music industry. So that's some top stuff there. Okay, great stuff. So Stevie P.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great thing.
Yeah, great stuff. So Stevie P, we do have another song from you, just so people can hear another sound from you. And this is Sydney Price. So would you like to introduce the video? Sydney Prince, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
I tracked with him a couple of years ago. Take Time. Pleasure working with Sydney. I really look forward to, hope we can work together again. He had an album released late last year with various producers, myself included. Pleasure to be involved in that project. So big up Sydney Prince. Take Time's the track that we done together. And also we done a track called You're the Key, but for another time, I suppose.
Stevie P Production. In this world I've grown, it's all I've known. Everywhere I go, everywhere I turn, adversity. You never break me down, I never wear your crown. Won't fight to join your town. I'm not a cage bird. No, no, no. Cause the Almighty lights my way and guides my day. It's clear I can see a better way. So I take the time to enjoy the now. Let nothing in my way to find some joy in every day. Work hard all day, no time to rest, no time to live, no time to even feel weary. What are we striving for if we can't enjoy the life we have? It's such a blessing. Oh, cause the Almighty lights my way and guides my day. It's clear I can see a better way, yeah. So I take the time to enjoy the now. Let nothing in my way to find some joy in every day. Take time, take pride, let joy arise. Let joy arise, you have the control to live this life. I see, you see the inequality. I saw the things set, but life is so precious. Oh, cause the Almighty lights my way and guides.
Big track there, Stevie. Gives us a nice feel of the music and your style there. No, honestly, keep up the good work. You've had 4 number ones on the Stevie J Chart Show, and I'm sure there's many more to come. So, no, thank you. It's been a real honor, a real pleasure. And yes, we will keep in contact and more, more videos to come and more music to hear from you, most definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great
Take
stuff,
care.
ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Stevie P, a man who's been a Stevie J #1 many times, right? We're going to keep the music flowing. We're going to keep it rocking. What we're going to do now is a song that's been it's actually in the charts, I believe, at #8, courtesy of Arira Records. Big up the Mad Professor. And this is Amira with When You Get Right Down to It. Enjoy.
Yo, sir. When you get down to it, let me know, innit? Because I've been waiting a long time. When you get right down to it, isn't this moment what it's all about, boy? And when you get right down to it, don't you just feel the moment say everything? Holding you, touching you. Boy, I need a whole lifetime to do all the things that I wanna do for you, with you, to you. Yeah. When you get right down to it, doesn't this moment wash away the bad times? And when you get right down to it, doesn't all the hurt you've ever felt disappear? Holding you, touching you. Boy, I know that this magic just can't last forever. But then, oh, when you get right down to it, don't you wanna live the moment again and again and again and again and again? Oh, again, oh yeah. Holding you, touching you. Boy, I know that this magic just can't last forever. But then, oh, when you get right down to it, don't you wanna live the moment again and again and again and again? Oh, I know again, again. Oh, I said for you, with you. Oh, I said with you, Oh, I said for you. Oh, I said with you, yeah. To you, you know I'm for you.
Big track there, When You Get Right Down to It. Thank you very much to all of those at Arira Records for giving us the hookup with that track there. And I do stand corrected. It's actually #7 in the charts. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, a few competitions before we round up. And I think now's a good time to go with it. First of all, I think what we'll do is put our congratulations out. The OTC drinks winner from last week, Ms. I Good, congratulations. You got the answer right. It was 3 chefs who have come together. Take 3 chefs. You will be getting your selection of OTC drinks over to you very shortly. Also, we had the Luster's hamper. Congratulations to Darren Rowe from South London. You will be getting your fine selection of those pink products, sir. And yeah, enjoy that. And we also had the VP selection. And a good shout out there to our good friend Nick in West London, who will be winning Strictly the Best Volume 4. So congratulations to our winners there. Right, okay, let's go. Now we're going to go on for a chance to win a few prize now. So for the OTC prize, let's go with the track that we've just heard. Amara there. What Sorry, I just did a sign there, Brenda. Don't worry. Just keep entering. You may be a winner next. So, what position was Amara's track when you get right down to it? I just made a mistake. I corrected myself. All you have to do is email us, lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk, or send us an inbox on one of our socials, and the prize can be yours. So, once again, what was Amara's position in the Stevie J chart show this week? And the OTC prize will be up for grabs for you. Now, for Strictly the Best Volume 4, let's go with this question. I had two Stevies just previously with me. What were their initials? Once again, lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk. Right, okay, right. Before I drop my next question, I have told everybody about an upcoming guest who will be with us next week. So this is the legendary Gramps Morgan and his track, People Like You. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. If you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, and if you're trying to be the change you want to see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for people like you. I've heard.
Right, oh, there we go. That was, I was just checking out something there. I do apologize. Right, so that was Gramps Morgan, for People Like You. So for your chance to win the fantastic Dalgety Teas hamper, I've got a very easy question for you. And that would be, what is the famous family that Gramps Morgan comes from? He's there with his brothers and sisters. All you have to do is tell us, what is the name of that family? lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk, and that can be yours to enjoy. Right, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to switch up. We're going to go for a complete different style. That we've featured it before, but since we've been on YouTube, it's not been featured on the Lifestyle Show. We're going to go with a bit of Afro beats, and I'm going to go for Moeezy Kilogbe. Enjoy.
Yeah, I get you grace, I get you grace. I'm on the baby, we're gonna make it dance. So yeah, baby, take it down, and turn around. I say, baby, oh, yeah, make it bounce. Then I say, you know the joke. You get to smoke, ain't nobody feet to come around. And then you break it down.
Oh, we lost the music there. Sorry about that. Right, bear with me a second. Let's go back for that track, and that is Moeezy and Kilo.
Yeah, I get you grace, I get you grace. I'm on the baby, we're gonna make it dance. So yeah, baby, take it down, and turn around. I say, baby, oh, yeah, make it bounce. Then I say, you know the joke. You get to smoke, ain't nobody feet to come around. And then you break it down, take it down. Only you can be dog of the town. Oh, yeah, baby, just mon Dio. Il like a Dio, let Dio. Yeah, not Dio. Oh, yeah, con mio. Yeah, this is okay. Killing them soft, with the cut. Said you okay.
Them they dance, make them mentally. Them go they shout kilo day, yeah. The deaf go jump to my record, oh. Wale popo waiting day, yeah. Give them the sound and the lamba, oh. Give them the waste no delay, yeah. We don't dey craze for your matter, oh. Yes, you see how they want today. Wait, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day. Never take it day, oh, you talk with that come here. Now your body, not you. By me. It's okay, killing them soft. On top with the cat, said you okay. Melanie with the sauce. No jumps, okay. You a boss. Said it's okay, you killing them soft. Killing them soft. On top with the cat, said you okay. Melanie with the sauce. No jumps, okay. You a boss. Said it's okay. You killing them soft.
Okay, that was Kilo Bay by fantastic artist there. So like guys, okay, it's absolutely amazing, and I just want to say thank you for joining us on this show. Without you, there is no us. So it's really appreciated. Please, if you want to spread the word to people on TV, it's Sky Channel 195, Friday 10 a.m. till 12 p.m, Mondays 5 p.m. till 7 p.m, and you can just catch us on TV. It's a replay of this again. Instagram, Lifestyle TV Show, Twitter at Lifestyle TV Show, Lifestyle Show TV on YouTube. If you don't know, you're already here. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Please like, share, and subscribe. And all of the competitions, if you don't inbox us, it's lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you all here. Do keep safe. You've heard all the information, and even with the vaccine, we still have to follow those protocols. So please do keep safe. And it's been a pleasure. Have a great rest of your weekend. If you're going back to work, unfortunate, but you know what? Keep going. And if you're at home, just keep doing what you have to do. It's a tough time, but we can get through it. Right now, I'm going to introduce our closing video, which is Chris Martin, who's someone I had a chance to interview before. And If the World Were to End. Enjoy. Have a safe one. I'm out. Bye.
The Center for Disease Control has reported an outbreak of a new virus contact with the regenerates dead tissue, prolonging life after clinical death. If evacuation is impossible, move indoors. Stay in your homes and lock all doors.
I was distracted and in traffic. Didn't feel it when the earthquake happened, but it really got me thinking. Were you out drinking? Were you in the living room chilling, watching television? It's been a year now, think I figured out how to let you go and let communication die out. I know, you know, we know you weren't down for forever and it's fine. I know, you know, we know we weren't meant for each other and it's fine.